About 3 weeks ago, GTA 6 launched the official website of this unbelievable game, this incredible production from Rockstar Games. And today we'll be exploring a little bit what's going on this beautiful website. Right at the beginning, you can see that the website features some amazing scroll effects. It's using GSAP to do this with ScrollTrigger that are plugins, and we will be exploring them more today. I spent some time trying to understand the code behind this beautiful website, and I did I tried to recreate at least the first 3 sections, and this is what I have got. As you can see, we have this beautiful scroll effect that makes the same way that they did in the website, the official website, and the lighting and linear gradient and a lot of cool features, right? Today I will teach you how to clone the source code that I have right here and execute this on your computer. As prerequisites of this video, I suggest you know pretty well HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. We are using this library called GSAP, but you don't have to worry much about it. Right now you can check their docs later. I will show a quick example of them during the code review, and I believe that we will be able to take a grasp of it, right? Just take a look at its structure, try to understand it by yourself. This video is not going to be like a tutorial. I will not be writing code. As I said, I will be cloning the repository, so we'll be able to start the way that I finished the project, and I will show a little bit of the structure and how the effects are going on in the first 3 sections. So let's go. The first step, navigate to the link that I will write in the description, right? Is this repository, GitHub repository. Go there and you will see this project. Click the code button and you will have this copy to clipboard option. Click there and it will copy to your clipboard. Open your terminal and we'll be cloning. So let's go to the desktop, write git clone, and we paste Ctrl+Shift+V to paste the URL coming from this place right here. Hit enter. We are cloning the project to your computer, so we'll be able to access all these files using our IDE and execute the code as well. Let's navigate to the file. It's going to be GTA 6 website, just like this. Hit enter, and now we can open our VS Code. I will use code dot, and it will open my code editor. Okay, so there you go. We have the project inside our IDE, so we will be able to take a look at each one of the files and explore what's happening inside them. Okay, the structure and much more. It's very interesting, I swear. Let's go back to the terminal because we need to install the dependencies. So hit the npm install. I just finished the installation of the dependencies. Now we are good to run the project, so let's use npm run dev, remembering that I will disponibilize the codes, the comments that I use it, so you will be able to follow along. Let's click right here, hit shift control, and use the left click of your mouse, and you will be redirected to the local host 5173. This is where our project is running. As you can see, it's the same thing, the exactly same thing that we have at our deployed. I am going to divide this in 3 parts, right? There are 3 parts, different parts of animations. The first one is the easiest, and the third one is basically just a copy of the second, so you will be able to follow along. So the first part is a little bit longer. As you can see, when the page is finished loading, and I will get from the GTA file, the GTA website. We wait for the loading, and when it loads, it creates this fade effect with the hero image scaling down. So this is what's happening. It's getting the effect that is going further. It's going to be more far, but it's just scaling down basically. So for example, if we refresh, this is the same effect that we are having here. As I said, I won't be writing code. This is basically just a showcase of the project. So this is the HTML file structure of our project. We have the container that will hold the entire application. Right inside this we have this overlay. This is what makes the effect of fading. As you can see, it's just a div positioned with 0 out the sides, so it's like right at the top, and when it starts it have this background color of black. But you can ask me, so how do we get rid of this? I mean, this should be right above our container, right? Because it's the first div and it's positioned fixed, so it probably should take the whole screen, right? So how it doesn't take the whole screen? So, and this is where GSAP starts working. So GSAP run this code right before any other animation. So we are going to use this as our first step, that is the post loading effect. What we are doing here with the overlay, let's take a look at the overlay first before we take a look at the hero main container. So we are setting the opacity to 0 with this duration of seconds, and these are more other effects that you don't need to worry much about it now. But basically we get the overlay and we set it to 0, but we don't do it instantly. We do it with a duration of 2.8 seconds, right? So for example, if I put 1 here, or if I just comment this line out, as you can see we have our black because we are not changing the overlay. So this is what creates the fade effect. And about the image going far from the screen, from the point of view, it's basically about the hero main container. If we take a look at the index.html, we have this hero main container right here that holds a hero main logo. That's this logo right here. I know you can imagine that, you can think that it's probably part of the image, but it's not. It's just a logo that stays placed behind the character. So basically we have this hero main container that holds the logo and the hero image, right? And this is what we do when we are scaling down. We set to be scaling from 1.45 to the amount of 1.25, right? So we are scaling down. So 45 is perfect. So this is it. Basically, with this quick summary of what's going on with the GSAP, you can sort of imagine what we are going to do for the rest, okay? And this is basically the first step. The first step is this post-loading effect, okay? Then we start entering the more interesting part. We create a timeline. If you are not familiarized with timeline, I will give you a quick overview of it. Basically, it allows us to use sequential animations one after the other. For example, I am using this to method to set the hero main container scale down to 1. Remember that's 125 currently, so we set back to 1. And right after this animation, I do another animation, and I do another animation, and I keep doing animations one after the other. And I can control the start of it, for example, the delay that it does between one animation from the other, and a lot of other cool things. And remember that we are setting the ScrollTrigger plugin right here. So instead of having the animations going right after the begin, we have this ScrollTrigger. I will quickly explain the other two steps. I remember that I just explained the first step, so let's go and explain some of the other effects that are going on. Right after the hero main container, you will see that we have this hero text logo container, and this is our step 2. This is our step 2. Basically, when we start scrolling, the logo is going to have the opacity of 0. If we check our GSAP or script.js file, you will see right here the logo is going to 0. We scale down the hero main container, so we have this, as you can see, it's scaling down this because we have this size that's diminishing, it's decreasing, as you can see. And at the same time that it happens, we reduce the opacity of the logo to 0. Okay, so we created this beautiful effect of the image going further and the logo vanishing away, right? And this starts our phase 2, or second step, as I like to say. We have the mask of this big logo. As you can see right here, it's just a background image. This SVG is basically this right here, and when we scroll, it starts to zeroing the opacity of the hero main container. So basically the hero main image, sorry. And when we start to making it be 0, we are going to make the background be more apparent, because if you have image right up front of the background is not going to show, right? So we need to zero the opacity in order to make the background to appear. So this is what we do, and at the same time we scale down the background size as well. If we check the style.css file and we check the background size, it's like 1000 viewport height, right? Why is this size? Because we want this to be huge and then go to a little piece of image to be logo, to create this effect, this sort of 3D effect or somewhat, and finally decreases to only 28 viewport height. Okay, so this is the second effect of this phase 2. The first effect is the hero decreasing its size and the logo decreasing its opacity, and after that we start to show the logo, the purple logo. And this is a very interesting step actually, because at the same time that we have the opacity set to 0 initially, as you can see, the logo it's this one inside the hero text logo container. The hero text logo is this purple logo right here. If you don't believe me and you want to check the CSS, you will see that we have the background image to be this GTA logo purple. And if we access this, sorry about this, if you access, you see that it's the purple logo. So we have it set like this, and initially we set the opacity to be 0 because we are going to grow it programmatically using JavaScript, right? and we do it right here. With this from to method from the timeline, we can basically set a start and an ending for our animation, and the start is this opacity 0 with this mask. I will get to the point of the mask soon. So first let's just take a look at the opacity, and if you see right here, you see that it gains opacity, so the opacity increases, right? And about the mask is quite simple. If you take a look right here, you see that the top part, the superior part of the purple logo, is darker than the inferior part, and this is happening because of the mask, right? Mask image is basically a CSS property that creates somewhat a mask that appears upfront the image or the div that we are using. So for basically we are creating an overlay, so to say, right? And when we use it like a radial gradient, we are basically setting it to be a black mask that sort of makes it to be to seem darker, to create this effect that it looks like the image is growing the light, right? But it's just the mask image getting out. And at the same time that we are doing this, we are setting the background image from this text to go from this purplish background with the top being equal to 0, so it doesn't appear. As you can see, it's very impressive the way that they did this, because the top doesn't appear, so it creates this lighting effect, this sort of lighting effect, because it's in reality just a background color changing. So, and then we use GSAP to make the transition between this color to this color for background, and then suddenly you have this beautiful effect of the yellowish color kind of climbing the way from the 2026 to the coming part. Okay, and then it vanishes away. How it vanishes away? We're using the same thing that we are using to the logo, the purple logo, using some masks, right? Just so you can keep following up. We are at the hero 1 container, right? And we end the second step. Remember, we did the first step, that's basically the post loading effect. We are doing the second step right here, and we finish the second step when we sort of turn the light off. As you can see right here, we turn the light off, then the second step is over. Okay, and how do we do this? How do we make this darker part suddenly appears from the bottom and take the whole screen? We use the same thing that we are using to the purple logo. We use a mask image with radial gradient that will kind of consumes the entire screen. So in this way we are going to hide our phase 2, or in other words our logo and text, and it creates this beautiful effect of lighting turning off. Okay, to our phase 3 is pretty easy. We have this div right here, all the divs, for example this one as well, this one, they are all absolute with the width of 100%, the height of 100% view height. And then finally we have the phase 3, the same thing, we just change the background color and suddenly it appears to be having some lighting upon it. Okay, and this is the project. Here we finish the project. I strongly suggest you to take a look at it, clone it, it's for free. I'm not charging for now at least. Just joking. And clone this, try to understand it by yourself. The way that I did this was hitting the DevTools inside the Rockstar games website. I tried to look for the displacement, the way that they did, and the way that the effects were going on, the colors that they use it, and everything like this. So you are able to do this as well. You just need to give some time to do it, and you will be able to do some pretty good effects. And yeah, that's it.